Shalom, shalom. Kwam Yashala, Koholoyimla, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Bahashim, Chachadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders, the great millstone who rule well, that by the Spirit taught us this beautiful truth. Just want to say the water to all the H.I.M and Aqua that's out here that's sincerely keeping the law, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai to the best of their ability. Zachanan Nawaf, just coming at you with another quick lesson. Pray that it's edifying by the Spirit. And it's your boy Joe Biden, and they're talking about this the Queen's, well, I don't know what they call it, a funeral or whatever they call it. But the headline says Joe Biden may have to take a bus. He may have to take the bus to the Queen's funeral with other VIPs as limos and helicopters banned amid high security. So when I seen that, I'm thinking like, okay, bus. If you got a bunch of officials from all these different countries, presidents, prime ministers, dictators, whatever they the title is, you got them all on a bus. Hey man, that's a recipe for disaster, man. Hey, I tell you what, I tell you who's not going there, more than likely, the president of Russia, Vladimir Putin. He's not gonna get on no bus with the rest of them. And he probably wouldn't invite it anyway. But anyway, for a sitting president of the most powerful country in the world to have to sit on a bus with a bunch of other people, and he may not be able to make that trip by security standards. Now, everybody want to make, these dignitaries, they want to make that trip because they all want to show their loyalty to the crown, so to speak, right? Okay, it says Joe Biden may have to catch a shuttle bus to the Queen's funeral. Now, they may have some bulletproof shuttle buses that, may be as secure as that limousine that he would normally ride in, but it's not going to be the same, man. Normally, a sitting president for America, man, they're gonna fly in on the Air Force One. They're gonna pull up. They're gonna have official, because they have embassies there. They're gonna have official bulletproof limousines, things of that nature. But they're saying that this guy, he's the president of the most powerful country in the world, and they're gonna put his ass on a shuttle bus to come to see the Queen. If he's coming to that funeral, right? Love it though, man. Such a beautiful thing to see the fall of our enemies, man. Matter of fact, let me grab that real quick. Let me grab that real quick before we go any further. It's that Ecclesiasticus, also known as the Book of Sirach, that the so-called white man took out of the original Bible, the Apocrypha, chapter 25 verse 7. And it reads, "There be 9 things which I have judged in mine heart to be happy. And the 10th I will utter with my tongue, a man that have joy of his children, and he that liveth to see the fall of his enemy." You're witnessing the fall of your enemy, man, between her dying and all these dignitaries, because you already know who's going to pop up. You might see a dark-skinned person or a person of melanin descent there. Probably be a damn South African that ain't got nothing to do with you Negroes at all. But you are only going to see Edomites there, man. And the Edomite race is the so-called white man. Esau, Edom, man. You see what I'm saying? It says the U.S. president confirmed today he will attend with wife Jill. Come on, man. But they could have to join other VIPs on a fleet of coaches. as that's like them being on a tour bus going to fucking Cedar Point or something, or going to the Disneyland or something like that, man. We just got a whole bunch of dignitaries on a bus like, you stupid doofies. You're not above the Queen. You're not riding your limos in here. We don't accept your helicopters. You're not flying in here. All y'all asses gonna get on a bus. You think the prince of any of these oil company nations, Prince Salman, I think is his name, you think he gonna get on? He's not even, I ain't heard nothing about him. I highly doubt that he would even show up. You think President pudding is going to get on a bus? You the hell out of here. Only somebody as doofy as this guy right here is going to get on a bus, man. He should be saying, look, nope. Even if he got security, presidential security, and just the know-how and goings of the Pentagon and FBI, CIA, and hey, this is not going to be safe. Hey, you can't go as the president. You just can't go. Send your condolences from, he should have done that today with 9/11. He should have just been like, my condolences to the Queen. But him and his doofy ass wife about to show. Come on, man. Come on, man. Don't those people over there look at you Americans. Hey, you about to be the example of Obama and Michelle being there when they went. It says the U.S. president confirmed today he will attend with wife Jill, but they could have to join other VIPs on a fleet of coaches as limos will reportedly be banned under tight security. Who knows? He may, they might be able to pull something off. Hey, but these are like rock stars, man. It's like, say like LeBron James, he want tickets to a, whatever concert or whatever. His agent will get up with the head of that thing and be like, hey, I'm representing LeBron James. We need, certain accommodations. We need to get to this point. We can't just pop. This nigga's not going to pull up and park in the parking lot like all the regular civilians. That's even to just go and see somebody as simple as Drake. You nigga just going to a Eminem concert. They're not gonna just pull up with the rest of the citizens, man. And we gonna bust you in. Okay, it says heads of state have been told they cannot use their own state cars. Asked to arrive on commercial flights. What? Commercial flights with peanuts? Not you talking about commercial flights like Spirit? Delta? What commercial flights are you talking about? Okay, so let's get a little more. Heads of state have been told they cannot use their own state cars. Asked to damn. They got to get on a bus, man. Asked to arrive on commercial flights and banned from using helicopters. Reports Politico. Instead, they will leave their cars at a location in West London, be driven to the service, and then shuttled back following a reception. Leaked communication suggests one foreign ambassador based in London moaned on a WhatsApp message this morning. Can you imagine Joe Biden on the bus? This is what they think of you Americans. This is what they think of you Americans. They want your president to get on a bus. And matter of fact, they'll put Trump ass on a bus too if he was president. And they don't have no respect for Joe Biden. Matter of fact, they might get Trump. They might actually get Trump a little more leeway than this guy. It says it comes after a no-fly zone was approved over the Capitol as authorities gear up. So now I get that. But there's no way that you would know that a sitting president from the United States is flying in and you wouldn't know the numbers of that plane, the communications of that plane. You're getting flight, information from that plane. There is no way that you wouldn't know that this wouldn't be this guy, man. But they like, we know you on Air Force One, but you land that bitch over there in West London and we'll come scoop you up on this. What? The bus like Negroes take to work to McDonald's every day? To go to Walmart? Hey, you gotta love it, man. You guys to love it. Matter of fact, let me go back to that script. Let me get it one more time, real quick. Like Ecclesiasticus 25:7. There be 9 things which I have judged in mine heart to be happy. And the 10th I will utter with my tongue, a man that have joy of his children, and he that liveth to see the fall of his enemy. And that's what we're seeing. We're witnessing the fall of the so-called white man, the enemies of the so-called black man. Let's get some more. Beautiful, man. It says it comes after a no-fly zone was approved over the capital as authorities gear up for what is said to be the largest ever security operation in the UK. Police snipers were spotted on rooftops as Senior Her Majesty's coffin arrived in Edinburgh today, watched by Princess Anne and Prince Andrew. Meanwhile, elite SAS troops are reportedly being deployed, and 10,000 police officers will be on duty to throw a ring of steel around London next week. M16 and hey, this sounds like a James Bond movie. And and CGHQ spooks are also said to be working on security arrangements as 2,000 VIPs arrive for the funeral. So you got 2,000 people. All of them, they will have the same funeral that this bitch is having, right? All dignitaries, but hey, they telling you, hey, look, you're beneath her. Get in line. You're not gonna be bringing up. And you know what that remind me of? That movie. I can't think of the name of the movie. But it was like a world disaster, and all those dignitaries, and they was all trying to get on this one big. I think they called it Noah's Ark. They all had their, and they had money. They was rich people, but it was only a select few that was able to get on that mechanical boat, whatever it was. I can't think of the name of that movie. If somebody know, put it in the comment section. So you have what's called the elite. They're not gonna even go. You think the Rothschilds are about to show up at this lady's funeral? Man, they like, huh? they man, get the hell out of here. Man, come on, man. They'll probably watch her shit from a jumbotron, a jumbo of the jumblest of trons, man. Probably laughing, snickering, having champagne of the finest. Come on, man. The leaked communications by the Foreign Commonwealth and Development Office reveal world leaders would have been asked to travel on a commercial flights where possible. That shit is insane. Anyone who insists on traveling by private jet must land at a smaller airports because Heathrow will be unavailable. Helicopter transfers between airports and venues are also reportedly banned due to the number of flight operations at the time. Only leaders and their spouses or partner. So they about to get the LGBTQ in there. So if you gotta be able to. You a girlfriend, you can bring your girlfriend. If you're a boyfriend, you can bring your boyfriend. So you see that wording? Only leaders and their spouse or partner. And partner can go a long ways, but you pretty much know what that's getting at. That's that alphabet group. Will be invited due to limited space, and they will be forced to leave their private state vehicles behind. Those who cannot attend can nominate another official to go on their behalf. And that's pretty much about what Joe Biden and them might do. They because you want to be respectful. Like, they don't want it to be like the United States didn't send anyone, or there was no one from the United States that's representing, from this area to, you know how that go, man. It just is what it is. So Joe Biden, they for goddamn sure not sending Kamala. They ain't sending her ass. Even Meghan Markle, she got problems over that motherfucker. They don't want to see no Negro or Negro skin, because Meghan, she's not no Negro. She's actually a so-called white woman with a little bit of tint to her. She's like the Diana Ross daughter, Salakia. But she's like Diana Ross's daughter, Tracy Ellis Ross. But she kind of she She gives this look of in this feel of being a so-called black woman, but she's actually a so-called white woman that just have tint from her mother Diana. But her father, you know what? They don't never show that nigga. They don't never show his ass in the limelight. Or your Lenny Kravitz, or your Jussie Smollett. Them people, those are called tares, man. When you go into the scriptures, that's the parable of the wheat and tares. You have people out here that look like they're so-called black people, but they're not. Because the seed line goes by your father. And Meghan Markle, she's a so-called white lady. She just got a little bit of her mother's color. That's all that it was. And I don't even know how her mama even got with that mother. I ain't never seen no pictures of this so-called white guy, you know what I'm saying, other than him being fat, sloppy, and looking like a drunk. But her mama is gorgeous. And I'm trying to figure out, like, how the fuck did you link? Maybe when, you know, back in the days, he was a little more together, you know, so to speak. You know, had some money, some power, you know. But she's just this actress that's done a few things. Anyway, that's a whole nother lesson, man. Anyway. But they about to put this nigga on a bus, man. Let me see what else we got. Those who cannot attend can nominate another official to go on their behalf. The FCDO said in the communications it regrets that because of limited space at the state funeral service and associated events, no other members of the principal guest family, staff, or entourage may be admitted. So it's just going to be husband and wife. Or husband and LGBTQ partner, right? And you can't take your kids. You can't take your niece, your nephew, your aunt, you know, your children. You can't even take your children, right? It is not clear whether these rules will apply to Mr. Biden or First Lady Jill. One previous visit to Britain, U.S. presidents have flown into Stansted Airport on Air Force One. They have then continued their journey on a Marine One chopper or bomb-proof Beast limousine. Bomb-proof. They got a limousine that's bomb-proof, man. Limousine accompanied by dozens of bodyguards. Last year, the G7 summit in Cornwall, Mr. Biden brought 2 giant limousines and 400 Secret Service agents. Man, look. I can't really see them allowing all that to go down, but anyway. Look at this picture right here. You got the mother. That's where she kind of somewhat got her color from. Because her mother is a real pretty lady. This is how I'm trying to, like, you know, you think, like, is some of this stuff set up? Because why would a beautiful so-called black woman be with the fat, slob, wife beater wearing white guy? How did she get with this guy? You see what I'm saying? But anyway, you get the gist of the story. Let me go back. I'm going to get that scripture one more time. Because we're watching the fall of our enemy. There be 9 things which I have judged in mine heart to be happy, and a 10th I will utter with my tongue. A man that have joy of his children, he that liveth to see the fall of his enemy, man. And that's what you're witnessing. You see what I'm saying? And she's holding this baby right here, you know, little Archie. But they still saying that the son, you know, the new king, Charles III, he's going to need to explain himself as to who asked about the color of what little Archie would turn out to look like. And you ain't seen no pictures of little Archie. Little Archie probably out here looking like Denzel right now. Probably got that color. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Now you got the dad. He's back here with the red hair. He's supposed to be a white man. And your son grow up to look like a Negro, according to your mother. But, hey, he's going to still be an Edomite, and his ass is going into slavery. And it is. It's like you. Just wanted to just touch on this. They going to make this nigga get on a bus. And it'll be funny. But then again, they may not. They may not. Hey, but you know what? Around this lady's funeral, They don't give a shit about none of you other countries and all you so-called princes and King Sal, all you, wherever you are. And especially you prime ministers and, man, y'all just motherfucking mayors, man. So-called to the world, to them. And even this woman is beneath the elite, but they're going to make it seem as if, you know what I'm saying, hey, she's got that crown, she's got that look. She comes through with those big ass hats with the matching suit jacket and skirt or whatever she be wearing. And she's just, you know, you're peasants to this lady, man. Or at least what they gonna push as far as their kingdom. But you know what though? That all that shit is falling, man. And that smoke screen, that puff of smoke, they pull that magician hookup. Everybody seeing through it. Because if you read through a lot of these stories, they reading through it. Matter of fact, let me see. Because I was going through a lot of them yesterday. And I was going to do a lesson. But I was like, oh, forget it. Well, let me see. A lot of because it's pretty much overall taking over the news. This one says, too many black Britons. The Queen could do no wrong. King Charles must earn that respect. So you had because there's a lot of so-called black people, they believe in this shit. You see, you got King Charles III is the owner and trust of more than 500,000 artworks, including 600 Leonardo da Vinci's, I think that said. Okay. Vladimir Putin wins race to be the first world leader to congratulate King Charles III. So where's old Biden on that? Now he done a little speech today talking about 9/11. And you know what? This overshadowed 9/11 because nobody's talking about 9/11. There's a few little things going on, but nobody is talking about 9/11 because this overshadowed that. He done a little speech on it though, right? This right here says, along with the Queen, Britain is laying to rest the sacred national image that never was. So this lady, I read through this article, and they like, it's all been a front. This right here says, a Caribbean nation will vote on removing King Charles III as head of state. This lady is a coon. There will be a lot of grief in Jamaica, Birmingham. So they're mourning over the Queen. Well, just her at least. Shit, there ain't nobody mourning over this lady like that. Let's see what else they got. Because yesterday, it was yesterday, really. Let me see if I can pull some of these ones. Royal family needs to address dark skin comment on order to survive. So that's when they was talking about, well, what would little Archie look like? Because you got this nigger one. But she's not a Negro. She's actually a white woman. But she does have the color of her mom, so to speak. And that color can come through, right? That's what they were worried about. What else we got? The Queen represented racist violence as much as she did glamour. See, these things are starting to come out. That colonialism, can't get around it. It's a lot of people that's talking about that. The King says no. Charles III warned Prince Harry that Meghan Markle visiting, so they didn't want Meghan Markle to visit the Queen. They ain't want that so-called black woman, but she's a white woman because her seed line comes from her dad. Okay, it says calls grow for return of the crown jewels to India, Africa, after Queen's death. So these people from Africa, all those jewels that's in her crown, her scepter, and all this stuff that they stole, these countries are they not waiting on her to be put in the ground. They're not waiting on nobody to throw her coffin in the ground. They like, hey, look, she's dead. Give us our shit back. See? This one says he wants to be his own man. King Charles making massive changes within the palace. Okay. Now, this right here says Irish soccer fans chant Lizzie's in a box while cheering Queen Elizabeth's death. So you had a whole soccer, it was a soccer game. And those soccer, you know, soccer is big over there. And they racist as hell, too. They don't like no Negroes. But they was chanting "Lizzies in a box" at the soccer game, right? Here's another one. Soccer fans refused to take part in a moment of silence for the Queen. They ain't take no moment of silence for her. They was chanting "Lizzie's in a box." So nobody's really respecting this thing, man. Okay, it says, after Queen Elizabeth II's death, many Indians are demanding the return of that diamond, man. And that motherfucker is huge. Nor diamond, if I'm pronouncing it right. They want that diamond back. I think that's the one in the center of the crown, right? Professor who wished Queen excruciating death is rebuked by university. So this so-called black woman right here, she basically said that, hey, her family was pretty much knocked off by the Queen's rulership, man. This one says, cops shut down diner as owners celebrate Queen's death with champagne. So it was an owner over there, even their own people. They were celebrating with champagne, man. They popped the bottle, man, on her ass. Matter of fact, let me get a little bit of this. Just to show you the division that's going on. But them Irish, but you know what? It's a lot of Irish that are so-called blacks over there. And they don't like them at all. Police in Scotland were forced to close the diner after a large group of angry people reportedly converged on the venue to confront the owner. According to the Press and Journal, the incident on Thursday evening was sparked by the proprietor posting a video onto social media that appeared to show her celebrating the death of Queen Elizabeth II. Jackie Pickett, Jackie Fish and Chip Shops, a mural of Orb, shared a video showing her popping a bottle of champagne after learning the British monarch's death. See? And we just gonna keep it moving, man. But it's so much of that going on, man. And it's pretty much about it, what I got. Because it's so many, man. So many. Ex-England footballer Trevor Sinclair sparks outrage by saying black and brown, let's get this one. Black and brown people should not mourn the Queen because racism has been allowed to thrive in Britain since the 1960s. So you see, you have this divide. And when you go into the comment boards of these stories, those so-called white people are pissed that you don't want to dedicate your time and tears and just moment of silence to this lady, man. They're pissed. And it shows you the true hatred of these people. So, I just wanted to just touch on that, man. Hey, you're witnessing the fall of your enemies. And they're going to put this boy Biden. I doubt it, though. But then again, who knows? He might be stupid enough to do the shit. They're going to put this boy on a goddamn bus, man. You're going to pay your fare. You're going to need a transfer. They're going to make your ass pay. He can barely walk the stairs of this. Come on, man. He might as well. He ain't going to send Kamala. He might as well send that press secretary, the new so-called black alphabet lady with the, Jean Pierre, whatever the fuck her name is, looking doofy as hell. Every time she's speaking, she don't know what the hell she's talking about, and she's They threw her out there under the bus for real. That same bus that he about to get on, they threw her underneath it, man. When they put her out there instead of keeping Peppermint Patty, the lady with the red hair, she was doing all right. I guess she was like, fuck that, man. I'm out of here. These last two presidencies between Trump and Biden, the press, it's been hard to actually stand there and answer questions because it's just brutal, man. They're not there to ask you real questions. They don't give a shit. They asking questions that'll make news headlines, man. And it's aggravating to these people. And they're not able to handle it. You see? She's the first ABCDEFG, the first LGBTQ woman or whatever. She's popped up on her monthly still. And couldn't take the 20 questions. So with that, I pray that the lesson was edifying. With that, Kwame Yashala.